I recently went for my US visa interview, and the one thing I saw was, because of the lack of preparation, hundreds of students were getting rejected right in front of my eyes. The line was absolutely long. I was waiting, I was just reviewing other people's answers, and I could see almost that, okay, this person is probably going to get rejected. It is simply because of the way you speak, the answers you have, and the kind of purpose you tell your officer, on the basis of which they decide whether you should be given the visa or not. Because many people actually show dual intent by mistake. They don't want to show it, but they indirectly let the officer know that they're going to go ahead and settle down in the US. And as long as the officer has that thought in their mind, well, you're probably going to see a rejection. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how you can actually have free AI-based mock interviews, and I'm going to be doing some right in front of your eyes so you would understand what's an example of a good interview versus a bad interview. Let's get started. So we're going to go on to YMGrad.com. We're going to go ahead to the US visa mock interview AI. This is absolutely free to use for the first time, by the way. I'll click on start and it automatically starts the chat for me. It says, okay, hello officer, I've said, and then they have said, good day, what brings you to the United States? Now I can use my voice or I can type over here. So let's say I'm gonna basically use my voice over here for the first time. So let's say something like this, okay? Hi officer, I'm planning to visit the US in order to go to university in the United States. And I can turn this off and I can just check my answer. Planning to visit the US in order to, and I can just capitalize this, go to university in the United States. And I can just send this through.
Which university have you been selected to attend?
Okay, so it's asking me which university I have to go to. Now I have to tell the officer that. So let me just start. Officer, I've been selected to go into the University of Southern California. And then you can see that some mistakes are made over here. I have been selected to go to the something like this. Okay,
what course are you going to opt for?
I can just type as well, since it's just computer science.
What's the number of universities you applied to, and how many admissions did you attain?
Officer, I applied to 8 universities, out of which I got admitted into 3 of them. Perfect.
What motivated your decision to choose University of Southern California?
Well, honestly, it's really the work of a particular professor that I'm very interested in. In fact, they made me an offer that they would basically give me a position on their research group. And that's why I'm particularly interested in the University of Southern California. So you can basically correct this now if you need to. There are a couple of mistakes that I cited, like it's not really counting my punctuation, which we will basically, we'll fix up later on in the further updates. But for now, okay, I'm very interested in, and then in fact, they made something like this, yeah?
Did you not get the same program in your home country?
Well, I did actually. I would easily be able to secure that, but the problem is that the professor and the work of that particular professor that I'm following, that was not present in my country, that's all. Okay.
What motivated you to study this course in the USA over your home country?
So now officer is starting to ask me again the same question. I think he's trying to determine whether I should be allowed into the US or not, because am I choosing this university because I'm actually interested in going there, or is it because I'm settling down, right? So they're checking if basically my home country ties are strong enough, and why did I not attend the same program in my home country? These kinds of questions don't get asked every time. Sometimes the interviews are very simple, but it's good to be prepared about them, because when they ask them, that's where you're probably on the track of getting rejected already. So you need to know the answer. Okay, let's try again. What motivated me to study the course in the US? So like I said, officer, it's particularly the works of Professor Tinkerbell, and also the fact that the program is a lot more practical as compared to what I'll be studying in my home country. Okay.
Which discipline did you pursue during your undergraduate studies?
The same, officer, computer science.
What is the minimum financial requirement as per your I-20 form to cover your education and stay in the USA?
So my I-20 states that I need to prove $50,000 US.
What measures have you taken to ensure you can meet the financial requirements listed on your I-20 form for your studies and living costs in the US?
Well, I'm actually getting sponsorship of $20,000 from my father. And apart from that, I also have a loan of $50,000 on top. Okay, I'll just correct this. Okay.
Could you provide some details about your father's job and annual income?
Yes, of course. Officer, my father works as a marketing professional in one of the top MNCs in India, and his annual income would be close to 30,000 US dollars. Okay, close to. Let me just change that. Let me just fix this. Close to. Okay, all right.
Are there any close relatives or family members of yours residing in the USA? If so, what is their visa status?
I don't have any family members residing in the US, officer.
What are your post-graduation plans following your studies in the United States?
Okay, post-graduation plan. Okay, very important over here, guys. If you start mentioning work, OPT, opportunities, these keywords, they're gonna fish out and they're gonna give you a rejection. So avoid those. Okay, officer, I'm planning to come back to India as soon as I finish my education.
Based on the above conversation, your visa application has been rejected. While you have a clear financial plan, including scholarships and a loan to cover the total cost mentioned in your I-20, there are concerns about the motivation behind your choice of university and program. Your reasons for choosing the University of Southern California appear to revolve mainly around a particular professor's offer and the perceived practicality of the program. Such factors, if not backed by a stronger alignment to your long-term goals, may raise questions about the overall purpose and value of your educational experience. You have also clarified that your intentions involve working with said professor, which, while important, cannot be a significant motivator for choosing a study destination. That concludes our interview. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, well, that was not the outcome I expected. I was hoping that the officer will be a little bit more lenient. But let's try it one more time. This time, let's try to get a bit of a better overview. Yeah. And I also felt that a lot of typos were being made because I was not exactly well. Although those typos did not count in the review, I still want to give a better overview just to give you an idea of how the answer should look like essentially, and maybe this time we get an approval. And you can also practice this, remember, on your own time, on your own screen, and you will get feedback like this essentially if you like through these mock interview rounds. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and click here for a new session. Okay, all right, let's start now again. Officer, I'm planning to go to Stanford University. And I'm gonna change this. And actually, you don't really need one of the topmost universities. Let's just write Northeastern. Okay, and officer, I'm planning to go to Northeastern University. Let's continue.
Which program are you applying for and why?
Masters in Computer Science. I'm applying to this program because I work as, let's say, a software engineer as of now, and I would like to upskill myself. Okay.
What's the number of universities you applied to, and how many admissions did you attain?
I applied to 8 universities and got admitted into 3 of them. Okay. Everything I'm trying to do is very simple.
Can you tell me which are the other universities?
Okay, so officer this time is asking about certain other things. Okay, apart from Northeastern, I got admits from UTD and UCLA, let's say.
What influenced your decision to go for Northeastern University?
Okay, let's mention it this time, yeah? Or let's just type, just to be clear. I chose NEU over the other options due to its, now NEU we all know has co-op program, so that's one of the things. Due to its co-op nature of program, this feature is hardly available at any other university. Also, the curriculum and the professors resonate with my long-term goals of becoming a senior software engineer. So this time I used the feedback from my last interview. I'm trying to actually associate it with my long-term goals.
Have you completed any standardized exams like the GRE or GMAT?
So have you given the GRE or GMAT? So let's just say for the time being, yes, I took the GRE test. Okay.
What was your score?
My score was an overall 329 out of 340 on the test. This is actually my real score for those of you who are interested. I have videos on that.
What is the minimum financial requirement as per your I-20 form to cover your education and stay in the USA?
Okay, as per my I-20, it mentions I need to prove, let's say, 60, NEU is costly, Boston. $60,000 per annum. You can
What
share.
strategies have you considered to manage the expenses mentioned in your I-20 form for both education and living in the US?
So I'll say I have savings of, let's say, $50,000, and my father is also sponsoring me for with an amount of, let's say, $40,000. Okay, let's just change that. And then say on top of that, I also have secured a loan of $50,000. Let's just say, and let's send it to the officer here for his review.
What is your father doing in annual salary?
My father works as the head of marketing at YMGrad, I don't know, something like that. And let's say his annual salary is, let's say, $60,000.
Have you ever had a US visa application denied?
No.
Have you ever been deported in the past?
Well, no.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Geez, this officer thinks I am some kind of a criminal. No.
Are there any close relatives or family members of yours residing in the USA?
Well, I'm going to keep it simple like the last time. You can talk about this and you can go in this loop with the officer. I'm just going to say no for now.
What are your post-graduation plans following your studies in the United States?
Now this time I want to answer it properly. Yeah. So, officer, I have an offer from my current employer where they mentioned that they will be giving me the position of a senior software engineer after I complete this program. Okay, so let's just verify everything's proper. Officer, I have an offer from my current employer for the where they mention that they will be giving me the position of a senior software development after I complete the program. I plan on pursuing this offer and coming back to India for the same. Okay.
Based on the above conversation, I would like to approve your visa application. While you have adequate financial support to cover your I-20 costs for your education and stay in the United States, your intent to return to your home country after graduation is clear with your plan to join the same organization you work for now, as a senior software engineer. Your acceptance into Northeastern University, along with your impressive grade scores, demonstrate your academic readiness and commitment to your chosen field. Additionally, the lack of close relatives in the US further supports your strong ties to your home country. That concludes our interview. Thank you.
All right. As you can see, it gives you real-time feedback. It is based off of actually, trainings that we have done basically for many candidates before. Over 1,000 interviews were actually going into this, like real interviews, real data from real mock interviews that we conducted and actual interviews. And then we put together all that data and then we train this algorithm. And I think this is one of the best solutions you will find to actually, just for as low as somewhere around just $5, you can actually start practicing over here. And you can basically have these interviews and you can understand where you're going wrong, where you need to improvise a little bit. See, the thing is, last interview's feedback I used in this interview. And I was able to, because of that, I believe, I was able to actually get an approval. So this is one good way where you can have AI-based visa mock interviews as much as you want, honestly, from anywhere you want, whenever you want. We also have, by the way, one-on-one interviews. We also have one-on-one face-to-face actual interviews, which you can take a look at when you go on to the US visa mock interview service on our website. Now, these are manual. These are not with the AI tools or something. These are real people who actually have trained thousands of people in their journey to securing the US visa, help them overcome rejections. And if you feel like you need more of that kind of support, then you can look at the mock interview service. We're actually connecting one-on-one with a person who's basically training you. And you can also, connect for free on WhatsApp first before you even begin by using this thing. But hopefully with that, you have now two mechanisms to actually try and do the interviews, whether it's AI based or whether it's human based. I hope that this video helps you get closer to your US visa interview journey. And thank you so much for watching this one. Make sure you sign up on YMGrad.com to get the free AI based mock interview. Share this with the people who need to know. Goodbye and take care. Until next time.